That's funny looking, right? Okay, anyways. So this is a Sugar Rush Stripey. This pepper right here was sent to me by a friend, a supporter of the channel on YouTube, Mr. Brock Bandy. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. That box you sent, unbelievable, man. Really generous. Thank you. Brock had reached out to me and wanted to send me some peppers that he was personally growing for his own consumption because, like many of you, he's a fellow chili head, and he grows his own peppers, different varieties, this and that. And he and I got to talking about just different peppers, different things. And he was talking to me about certain varieties that he was growing that have kind of mutated or look a little off or may have crossed or just different things. And so we've talked quite a bit about peppers and stuff, and I love that. I mean, that's one of my favorite things to do. Besides eat them and talk about them and make videos, I enjoy talking about them in person, online, whatever. So Brock sent me a care package, some cool peppers in there. Brock, I don't know if you're trying to kill me or what, but those are big pods, and we'll get to them. I don't want to. I was gonna bring the box out with me for this video and show them and stuff, but some of them are so. They're gonna need their own spotlight, let's just say that. So this is a pepper that he said he was having trouble with, and they haven't been growing that well, and that every time they fully ripen into kind of what they should look like. Now this phenotype of a pod for this particular pepper, Sugar Rush Peachy or Stripey, it looks a little off to me from other ones that I've had over the years. But similar. I mean, it seems there, but it seems like down towards the bottom, it's getting really stressed out. And again, I don't claim to be a professional. I don't claim to, I don't grow. So I don't really know shit other than just my experience of looking at and eating pods, right? But it looks stressed down there. Now, he sent me two. Here's the other one. And they both have these weird little tails kind of coming over them. You know what I'm saying? So kind of weird. But I mean, they have the right color. They do have the orange stripes going down. Now this one that I'm not gonna eat, it's gone bad, Brock, right? Like from what you were talking to me about. I mean, if you look right up in there, yeah, it's just that whole. Well, let's just, yeah, see. So it's doing exactly what you said they were doing. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's causing that. But what I do know is that all the other ones I've had have never had like stingers and tails like this. So these might be crossed with something. I don't know. But while they're doing that at the very last stage of production, if you will, I couldn't tell you. I'm not a grower, but I think what we have talked about online and different things, messaging back and forth, by the time these pods got to me, this one already kind of did what you said they were doing. Now, again, this isn't, a video to talk bad about Brock or his growing skills, because the other pods that he sent me that he's not having trouble with growing are fucking A-OK and phenomenal peppers. They look really good. And those chocolates, brother, they look mean. I think you're right about that. I think those are going to hurt a little bit. That's going to be an interesting, fun video. Nonetheless, I told him, send me some of these stripies because, I'll give you my feedback on, because I don't think he had ever had this particular variety until he grew it. Is that, I don't remember our whole conversation, but something along those lines, like he wasn't sure. But, this looks like the way it's supposed to look. I mean, but I've never had them curled up like this and then forming these stingers. So this pod looks good. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. I'm going to cut it open though, just to make sure. But and we'll see. You know, I just told Brock, like I said, hey man, you know, send me a couple of those. I don't think he really wanted to, but I said send them anyways, man. I'll fucking try them. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? You know, I'm not worried about it. We'll try them, and then that way I can give you a little bit of my feedback, just in my experience with this particular variety of flavor, heat, and then the way these look. Again, like I said, I think it looks oily. Can't really see it all, nonetheless. Yeah. It does smell like you might have picked it a little bit too soon. And here it is again, brother. Again, look, I'm not a grower, I don't know. But it's doing the same exact thing. It's doing the same exact thing right up in here. There's some bad spots, for sure. And again, this is just for educational purposes. This is not to badmouth Brock in any means, because he sent these to me, and this is something that he does because it's a passion of his, the same as it is mine. So I'm just making this video basically for him and me, right? You know, and again, I appreciate everybody who views it. I love you all, you know that. But you know, yeah. So they're getting real stressed down there at the bottom. I don't, you know, I'm not sure. So this half looks pretty tasty though. So let's go ahead and give this half a whirl, and then we'll see. You know, it's weird how that's happening though. I don't get it. And we're gonna eat the part that has that little stinger kind of protruding, which I just broke, but I mean, I think we're gonna eat the other half. I'm just gonna cut that piece off, but before I do, I also want to mention to Brock and, you know, everybody else watching this video that I you know, I enjoy this part of the chili community, and I really enjoy this part of the camaraderie and everything that goes with it. I mean, it's got a nice little burn on the tongue. Like, my tongue's lit up pretty good. You know, Sugar Rush peaches are a pod that is native to South America and bred in Wales and Finland. And the stripey version of it was first found in the States by, by Tom Moto or Mata, I don't remember. Nonetheless, that gentleman was the first one to kind of notice the stripes and then try to breed that pepper, this pepper here, further on. The taste on this particular pepper, Brock, is not as fruity or sweet as I remember these particular peppers being. But I also remember the stripey version of this pepper, as opposed to the regular Sugar Rush peach, wasn't as fruity or sweet as, you know, the OG, just the Sugar Rush peach. So, you know, I remember the stripeys not being as good, in my opinion, as the regular version of the pepper. So I think your peppers are right on point. Why they're having that issue at the end, I don't know. I'm not a I don't grow, and I'm not that. I just offered to give you some feedback based on my experience with this particular pepper over the years. Um, I think the heat's about right. These peppers generally are 25 to 50,000 on the Scoville scale, um, and this pepper feels like that's right about where it's at. I don't remember it having such a warmth on the tongue before, so that could be an indication of that stinger thing and whatever's going on there, that these may have gotten crossed with something. I don't know. Again, just speculation here. There's no there's no education behind any of this other than this fucking brain, right? And I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I'll be the first to admit that. But again, it tasted good, and I would eat those. I don't think there's anything wrong with those peppers, other than those bad spots. I think you may have picked them just a little bit too early. I don't think they're fully ripe, because I was getting a pretty strong, just peppery taste to them that I don't remember ever getting before from these. But that's not a bad thing, and I think you did that because you're having trouble at the end stages of this pepper going bad on you. They're getting stressed at the bottom. Again, I don't know why. So, of course, you picked them early to send them to me to make sure that I got good ones. And again, it was super hot today, just like the rest of the country, man. It was. I think it only got up to like 95 or something today, but it felt like more of like 105, or maybe not that much, but it felt like the hundreds. So I just cut that little bad piece off, and I'm gonna eat the rest of it and see if we can get a little more heat. Some of those seeds aren't looking the greatest, so we'll just take those out too, but the rest of this pod looks good. It has a nice placenta. You can see it glistening a little bit right here, so there is some oils in there. Yeah, I mean, all the phenotypes of this pepper that I've ever had, and again, it's not a large sample by any means, brother. So, it's not like I've searched these peppers out and have eaten hundreds or thousands of them. No, not even close, man. I mean, maybe a handful or two. You know what I mean? That's it. Because I like to. My goal is to try as many different types of peppers, and so I don't resort back to the same pepper a whole lot. But that's another reason I really enjoy these videos, is because I like doing comparisons and trying to, because it keeps me more educated, it keeps me more on point. All right, let's try it. Now that's a little sweeter, I mean, but it still has that unripened peppery taste to it. Again, as I said 100 times in this video, I am no grower, never claimed to be. I don't know when you would pull that, because that is exactly the color that they're supposed to be. So why I'm getting that unripened peppery taste, I don't know. But I kind of like it. I mean, it's earthy, it's peppery. I like that. That's my favorite kind of taste in a pod. There's one for the birds. Yeah. So let me cut this other one open. I mean, this is a cool looking little pepper, though. You know what I mean? It looks like a little Christmas tree. Maybe. I don't know. This half is a little bit hotter than the first half. Now, again, just to stress for everybody out there, having seen all the peppers that Brock sent me and seeing these and now tasting this pepper, like that half is much hotter, brother. Yeah, much hotter. Still in that same ballpark as I think they should be, but hotter than what that other half was. So really good there. It's enjoyable heat. Um, Nothing too crazy, but these peppers aren't supposed to be that. Now I'm not getting the overall sweetness and stuff that I'm used to with this pepper, but I did get some, so it's there. But I think you're doing fine. I think it's a great pepper. As long as you keep pulling them when you pulled this one, and probably even this one, because yeah, I've got a decent little burn going now. I mean, you know, like I can feel it in the jaws. Is that a word? Jaws, jaws. You know, well the jaws, yeah, but in the back part here. It's still got that little tingle on the tongue, which is nice. Let's cut this one open and see what we got. Huh. I mean, the placenta on these, bro, is just all the way up and down. Look at that pepper. I mean, that's a gorgeous interior, minus these black spots here. Because that's just right where the pepper is, for whatever reason. You know? I don't know what's going on there. I mean, the rest of it looks phenomenal. The oils in there look good. And they're getting all over my hands. I mean, it has a huge placenta, man. Like, and I remember these peppers kind of do. It runs the length of the pepper. But anyways, so there's that one. So again, this video is I knew what troubles was going on with this particular pepper from my friend Brock, and so this was me asking him, no, send me one of those, because I'd still like to try it. And I told him, I think I remember telling him, like, just even send me an unripe one, so he could have pulled it even further than that, and I would have, still eaten it and tried it. But he got them as far as he could, and that first one was good. There was just that one little bad spot, and it's right in the same spot, and it's the same spot that he was showing me pictures of, that his entire plant is just kind of having these problems. So any of my friends out there, my family out there, everybody out there, if this video is making sense to you and you can understand why this is happening, please feel free to leave a comment. Brock will probably see it, and he and I can both learn some stuff. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for as well. So Brock, again, I really appreciate it. Some of those pods you sent me, man, look mean. Well, all of them look mean, besides these ones. They didn't look mean because they're Sugar Rush Stripeys, but these look tasty, and it was. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Brock, I appreciate you more than you can ever imagine. The day that you said I'm going to send you peppers, and he and I went back and forth, and he was showing me updates and pictures of his pods and shit like that, man, and I was just like a kid in a candy store, man. Like, that's how I get. I enjoy this that much that I enjoy seeing those pictures. I love it. I appreciate it. People say, well, why don't you grow, Steve? You like it so much. Why don't you, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, why? Why don't I? But again, it takes time. It takes effort. It takes, and so that's the reason that, like, I try to express as much as possible my appreciation for this dude, because this is from your hands, your time, your family's time, and so I don't take it for granted. and I love it, and I appreciate it, and I can't wait. Well, I can't on some of them, but I can't wait to try your rest of your pods, brother. I really can't. I was shocked when I opened that box. I really, when you see pictures of shit growing on a plant and this and that, people are taking pictures and, angles and different things. Don't do the pods justice is when you actually have them in your hands. I'm telling you, there's a couple of them that are like as big as my hands. Stay tuned. Brock, thank you, brother.